What's up, team? Welcome back to Competitive Female Training's YouTube channel. Today I am going to take you through 3 things that you can do to instantly improve your pull-ups. Number 1 is going to be some good old-fashioned mobility. Now, we need really mobile forearms and hands to be strong pullers, right? But they're often neglected in the grand world of fitness. So I'm going to show you some smashes and some stretches that you can do to loosen up the front of your forearm, the back of your arm, and your hands. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab a barbell, and you are going to use the end of the barbell to roll out the forearm and the back of your arm. So you're going to lay down on the ground, you're going to grab that barbell, and you are going to smash this tissue, and you're going to find that it's probably pretty darn tight, especially if you are a CrossFitter and you do lots of the class stuff, because we are constantly gripping. And then you're going to do this for a good minute. You're going to roll over, and you're going to do the back of your arm. You can also take that arm, bend it towards you, and smash it like this. Then, after you've done both arms, you're going to pop up, and you're going to stretch those forearms out. So the first one we're going to do is you're going to have those fingers pointed away from you, and you're going to lean over your fingers, and then we're going to turn around, and then we're going to lean back, and you're going to feel a really good stretch in your wrist and that forearm tissue. And then if you want to get really fancy, you can also flip over, have those fingers pointed towards you, and then pull those arms straight back, pulsing. And goal is to do each of these stretches for a minute, as well as smashing for a good minute, 2 minutes, depending on how tight things are. Then the last thing we're going to do is you're going to mobilize those hands. So you're going to take your hand and lay it flat, and you're going to take that elbow, and you are going to smash that tissue of your hand, getting in especially deep in that thumb tissue. You're going to find that all of this is pretty tight as well. Our hands need a lot of love. All right, we're going to do both sides, all the stretches. That is tip 1 for instantly making your pull-ups better. Tip number 2 is actually 2 parts. It's going to be mobility, proper warm-up, and activation. I guess that's actually 3. So more often than not, we find, especially as women, that we have very tight thoracics, which is your mid-back from your bra line up to the bottom of your neck. We need to open that up so that when you go to pull, you can pull like this instead of trying to pull like this, okay? This is one of my favorite exercises to do. I would prefer you use a wall ball versus a foam roller, because this is going to give you greater stretch. You're going to pop down onto that wall ball, and you're going to drop the hips on one side, and you're going to drop your hands and your shoulders back, and you're going to hang out here and feel that good stretch for a minute, 2 minutes. You can also do bridge ups if you have the ability to get up and lift your hips, okay? Then you're going to grab your lacrosse ball, and you're going to mobilize that tissue in between your scaps and your spine. So you're going to lay down on that lacrosse ball, and then you can either go back and forth like this, or you can lift those hips up and move this arm back and forth, moving along all the way on that thoracic, all the way up to our shoulders. So if that tissue is loose, you're going to find an easier time using all of it. Then we want to activate. So we're going to do things like prone Ys. We're going to lay on a bench, and we're going to try to get into hollow position. So we want to tuck that rib cage, squeeze that butt, have those arms out straight, fingers long, thumbs to the sky, and we're bringing those arms up and back, thinking about using this part of our back when we do so. Now we can come over here and have a light band, And again, work on the activation of my mid-back, prepping all of this tissue to be fast and strong for when I go do my pull-ups. That is tip 2 to make your pull-ups instantly better. Proper warm-up and activation of all those muscles. And the last tip is core activation. This is something that I often see neglected or disregarded, and it is one of the things that sets us up for the most success when we're doing our gymnastics stuff. These are really heavy, and this, you want to be active to support these when we're pulling. Otherwise, these are going to be dead weight, right? The stronger this is, the stronger everything is. So these are the 3 exercises that I love athletes using for core activation to crush pull-ups. The first one is a plank pull. So you're going to have a band, and it's going to be about 2 feet off of the ground. We're going to get in a plank position. We're going to start with that arm straight overhead. And then from here, we're pulling back, driving that elbow down to the butt. And these are very challenging, but they are going to warm up your lats while also warming up your core. The second one is dead bugs. So these are simple. I can talk. They're super straightforward and very, very simple, but they're also an amazing way to get everything nice and warm. So it's opposite arm, opposite leg, stretching that arm out, overhead, straight, thumb to the ground, coming back, switching sides, and rotating through, doing the prescribed number of reps, usually like 2 or 3 rounds of lat pulls, dead bugs, 10 lat pulls, 20 dead bugs, something like that. Then the last one is a don't hate me exercise, but it is a scap push-up in quadruped single arm. So I want you to start first just with knees on the ground, get that arm in the middle of you, and then you're moving your torso up and down from your scap, keeping this elbow locked out. And then we're going to make it a little bit harder. We're going to come up into that knees off the ground position. And we're doing the same thing. And this gets this all nice and warmed up, but also gives us some scap mobility at the same time. All right, that is tip 3 to help your pull-ups become instantaneously better. Incorporate all of these, play around with it, and get ready to feel really, really strong and powerful when you go work on your pull-ups.